For centuries, the Amazon was thought to be empty, just a wild jungle, untouched, untamed, uninhabited. But buried beneath these trees are the ruins of entire cities, roads, temples, pyramids, all swallowed by the green. The jungle isn't hiding a civilization, it's hiding many. Vast, lost empires that challenge everything we thought we knew. This is Ceaseless Echoes, and today, we journey into the green abyss to uncover the forgotten cities of the Amazon and the people who vanished without a trace. The Spanish called it El Dorado, the golden city hidden deep in the jungle, a place where kings bathed in dusted gold and streets shimmered beneath the sun. They searched for centuries, men drowned, starved, vanished, chasing the glittering lie. Thousands died in pursuit of a place that may never have existed. But what if the myth wasn't entirely wrong? What if El Dorado was a distraction from something even bigger? Because today, beneath this jungle, we are discovering not one but dozens of cities, hidden for over 1,000 years, built not in gold, but in silence. And unlike El Dorado, these cities are real. They weren't lost because they were myth. They were lost because no one wanted us to find them. For centuries, the Amazon rainforest was shrouded in mystery, its vast green expanse seen as an impenetrable wilderness. Historians and explorers alike believe that this immense jungle, stretching for thousands of miles, could never have supported a true civilization. The soil, they said, was too poor, leached of nutrients by relentless rains, the climate too harsh, the rivers unpredictable. The very idea of cities, of organized societies thriving here seemed impossible. The Amazon was imagined as a place where only scattered tribes could survive, eking out a living in small, isolated groups, forever at the mercy of the wild. The jungle, with its tangled vines and towering trees, was thought to be too wild, too chaotic for civilization to ever take root. The people who lived here were believed to be nomads, moving constantly, never settling in one place for long. Their cultures, it was assumed, were simple, their societies fragmented. For generations, this was the story told in textbooks and museums, a story of isolation, of survival, but never of greatness. But in recent decades, a new chapter has begun to unfold. Science, armed with new tools and fresh curiosity, has uncovered a truth that rewrites everything we thought we knew about the Amazon. Hidden beneath the dense green canopy, invisible to the naked eye, lie the ruins of giant settlements, cities that once bustled with life. Using LiDAR technology, scientists have peeled back the layers of jungle to reveal a lost world. Vast networks of roads, canals, temples, watchtowers, and defensive walls, all laid out with astonishing mathematical precision. These were not random clearings or temporary camps. They were carefully planned urban centers connected by causeways and waterways stretching for miles across the forest floor. Some of these settlements were truly immense, covering areas more than 10 miles wide and housing thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of people. The cities were built in perfect geometric patterns, their streets and plazas aligned with the stars above, the changing seasons, and the winding rivers that gave them life. The builders of the Green Empire understood the rhythms of the cosmos and the land, weaving them into the very fabric of their cities. Their knowledge of astronomy and engineering rivaled that of the great civilizations of the Old World. This was not chaos. This was engineering on a grand scale. Yet unlike the stone cities of the Maya or the Inca, these Amazonian metropolises were built without stone, without bricks. Instead, their structures rose from the earth itself, mounds, platforms, and walls shaped from packed soil, reinforced with wood and clay. The materials may have been humble, but the vision was anything but. These were cities designed to last, to blend seamlessly with the living forest around them. Perhaps their greatest achievement was not their cities, but their soil. The builders of the Green Empire created vast expanses of terra preta, dark, fertile earth engineered to nourish crops for centuries. This was no accident of nature. It was the result of careful experimentation, of generations passing down knowledge in silence. They mixed charcoal, pottery shards, and organic waste into the ground, transforming the thin, acidic Amazonian soil into a rich, living matrix that could support abundant harvests year after year. In doing so, they turned the forest itself into a garden, sustaining large populations in a place once thought inhospitable to agriculture. Long before the rise of modern science, these ancient Amazonians invented sustainable agriculture in the heart of the world's most dangerous forest. They built raised fields and terraces to manage floods, dug canals to irrigate their crops, and planted a dazzling array of fruits, nuts, and medicinal plants. Their farming techniques were so advanced that even today, patches of terra preta remain some of the most productive soils in the Amazon. The legacy of their ingenuity lives on, not just in the earth, but in the knowledge still held by indigenous communities who are the descendants of these forgotten builders. So who were they? The true names of the builders of the Green Empire have been lost to time. Their languages, their stories, their leaders, all vanished in the centuries after European contact, swept away by disease and conquest. Yet their work survives, hidden in the shadows of the forest, waiting to be remembered. Every mound, every shard of pottery, every patch of dark earth is a testament to a people who transformed the Amazon, who built a civilization as grand and mysterious as any on earth. As we uncover their secrets, we are forced to rethink what we know about the past, and to wonder what other stories the jungle still holds, waiting for us to discover. They built cities, vast, complex, and teeming with life. Imagine for a moment a civilization hidden beneath the emerald sea of the Amazon, where grand plazas echoed with the sounds of daily life, and the air was thick with the scent of cooking fires and blooming gardens. These were not just villages, but sprawling urban centers, home to tens of thousands, perhaps even more. Their achievements were astonishing, their ingenuity evident in every stone and pathway. They built roads that stretched for miles, crossing rivers and marshes, connecting distant communities. Their farms, ingeniously designed to thrive in the rainforest, fed entire populations, supporting a vibrant society. These were people who understood the land, who shaped it to their needs, and who flourished for centuries. And then, almost without warning, they vanished. No written records remain to tell us their story. No epic monuments rise above the trees to proclaim their glory. There are no final battles carved in stone, no triumphant inscriptions or desperate pleas for help. The silence of their disappearance is as profound as the jungle that now covers their world. Some say it was climate collapse, a sudden and devastating shift in weather patterns that brought ruin to their carefully balanced world. A brutal drought may have turned rivers to dust, leaving once fertile fields barren and empty. Without water, their cities could not survive. The people may have been forced to abandon their homes, searching for sustenance that never came. Others blame European disease, silent killers that swept through the land long before explorers ever set foot in these cities. Plagues carried by explorers, sometimes even before first contact, may have decimated entire populations. With no immunity to these foreign diseases, whole communities could have vanished in a matter of years, leaving their cities empty and silent. Entire populations may have disappeared in just one generation. Their cities were swallowed by the relentless jungle, their stories silenced by time and nature. What was once a thriving civilization became a memory, hidden beneath layers of earth and leaves. But the tribes who remain, descendants of those ancient builders, tell different tales. Their oral histories, passed down through countless generations, offer glimpses into a lost world. They speak of gods who punished pride, of spirits who watched over the land and its people. Their stories are filled with warnings and lessons, with memories of greatness and loss. Some tell of spirits who cursed the builders, of great cities that rose too high, too fast. Others remember temples and palaces, now lost to the jungle, where rituals were performed to honor the forces of nature. There are even tales of cities burned and buried on purpose, destroyed by their own people to appease angry gods, or to keep their secrets safe from invaders. Were these cities destroyed by invaders from distant lands, or did their people choose to disappear, erasing their own footprints to protect themselves, or perhaps to start anew elsewhere? The truth remains elusive, shrouded in myth and mystery. Whatever the cause, the jungle did its job. It took them back, erasing almost every trace of their existence. Nature reclaimed what was once lost, hiding the evidence beneath a living, breathing tapestry of green. And for 1,000 years, the world forgot. The cities, the people, the stories, all vanished into legend, waiting for the day when their secrets would be uncovered once more. For centuries, the jungle kept its secret. Explorers found only silence, until the forest itself spoke back. In 2009, scientists launched a laser into the Amazon canopy. And honestly, the results stunned the world. LiDAR, light detection and ranging, pierced the green veil, and revealed what no eye had seen in 1,000 years. Entire cities, some spanning hundreds of square kilometers, interconnected by vast roads, causeways, and aqueducts, aligned with the stars. The evidence was undeniable. The Amazon had been home to a massive civilization, one that had been erased, not by time, but by leaves, roots, and centuries of rain. They called it the Amazonian Network, and it may have once rivaled the greatest empires on Earth. To build is one thing, but to believe, that's something deeper. In the heart of the Amazon, where the jungle breathes and the stars seem close enough to touch, ancient peoples did more than simply construct cities. They wove their beliefs into every stone, every path, every clearing. Their hands shaped temples, but their spirits reached for the heavens. For them, building was not just about shelter or defense. It was an act of faith, a way to connect the earth below with the mysteries above. Many of these lost cities weren't just functional. They were living testaments to a worldview that saw no separation between the material and the spiritual. The ruins we find today, swallowed by vines and roots, were once vibrant centers of ceremony, learning, and cosmic connection. Their layout was intentional, their purpose profound. These were not mere settlements, they were sanctuaries designed to honor the forces that shaped the world. They were aligned with constellations. Their temples pointed to the solstice sun, marking the turning of the seasons with breathtaking precision. As dawn broke on the longest and shortest days of the year, sunlight would pierce through sacred doorways, illuminating altars and carvings. This was no accident. It was a deliberate invitation for the cosmos to enter their world, a way to synchronize human life with the rhythms of the universe. Their roads followed the path of Orion. From above, the network of ancient highways and causeways mirrors the stars themselves, as if the people sought to bring the heavens down to earth. These alignments weren't just for show. They were maps, guides for both the living and the spirits, connecting villages and temples in a web of celestial significance. Who taught them to map the skies so precisely? How did they know the movements of distant stars, the cycles of planets, the dance of the sun and moon? Without telescopes or modern instruments, they charted the heavens with astonishing accuracy, carving their knowledge into stone and passing it down through generations. Their astronomers watched the night sky with patient eyes, decoding the language of the cosmos. And why did so many tribes speak of the ones who came from above? Across the Amazon, stories echo through the ages, tales of visitors who descended from the stars, bringing wisdom and guidance. These were not conquerors, but teachers. Their arrival was not a moment of fear, but of wonder. The elders remember, and they still look to the sky, searching for signs of their return. Across Brazil, Bolivia, and Peru, tribal elders tell of sky beings who descended from the stars. Their legends speak of luminous beings, tall and graceful, who walked among the people in times long past. Around the fire, under the shimmering Milky Way, storytellers recount how these visitors shared secrets of the land and sky, teaching the tribes to live in harmony with the world around them. Not to rule, but to teach. The Sky People, as they are called, offered knowledge, not domination. They showed the tribes how to read the stars, how to listen to the forest, how to plant and harvest in tune with the cycles of nature. Their lessons were gifts, freely given, meant to uplift rather than control. They called them the Tall Ones, or the Star Brothers. In ancient carvings and petroglyphs, elongated figures stand beside the people, their forms both familiar and strange. These images are not just art, they are memories, encoded in stone, reminders of a time when the boundary between earth and sky was thin, and visitors from the stars walked the jungle paths. They taught how to grow without destroying, how to nurture the land, so that it would provide for generations to come. The wisdom of the Star Brothers lives on in the way the people farm, using techniques that enrich the soil and preserve the forest. Their agriculture was not about conquest, but about partnership, with the earth, with the rain, with the unseen spirits that dwell in every living thing, to build with balance and to live in tune with the jungle. The ancient Amazonian settlements were marvels of sustainable design, blending seamlessly with the towering trees and winding rivers. Homes were built high in the canopy, walkways woven through the branches, all crafted to minimize harm and maximize harmony. The jungle was not an enemy to be tamed, but a partner to be respected. To the builders of the Green Empire, the jungle wasn't just home, it was sacred. Every act of building, every ceremony, every song was an offering to the spirits of the land. The people believed that the forest was alive, that it watched and listened, that it could bless or curse those who walked beneath its canopy. Their temples were places of reverence where the boundaries between human and nature, earth and sky, grew thin. Every tree, every river, every stone had a spirit. The Amazon was a living temple, a cathedral of green, where the divine could be found in the rustle of leaves, the rush of water, the silent strength of ancient stones. To the Sky People and those they taught, the world was alive with meaning, a place where the sacred and the everyday were one and the same. They didn't just erase cities, they erased legacies. When the colonizers arrived, they saw only jungle. They called the people primitive, the land, wild, the culture, savage. What they didn't understand, they feared. What they feared, they silenced. And what they silenced, we forgot. Historians believe the Amazon had no cities, because they chose not to see them. But the jungle never lies. It kept the truth hidden, until we learned how to listen again. Buried beneath layers of jungle lies a black soil unlike anything else on Earth. The locals call it Terra Preta, the dark earth. Rich, fertile, and virtually immortal. Modern science still can't replicate it. It's not just soil, it's bioengineered earth, created by ancient hands, designed to nourish for thousands of years. They use charcoal, pottery fragments, bone, and microbes to create living soil. A technology so advanced, it may help reverse climate collapse today. Terra Preta captures carbon, enriches ecosystems, and may hold the key to farming a dying planet. The people we once called primitive may have mastered something we've only just begun to understand. They didn't build to conquer, they didn't write books of war, they built with harmony, with purpose, and they disappeared without a word. But maybe they left something behind, not just cities, not just soil, but a message. That true greatness isn't measured in gold, but in balance. That we are not rulers of nature, but part of it. That we were warned of overconsumption, of forgetting the earth, of what happens when we lose harmony. And maybe, just maybe, They knew this message would take 1,000 years to be heard. Maybe they buried it, not to hide it, but to save it. In the heart of the world's wildest forest, 1,000 silent cities sleep beneath the green. They do not cry out, they do not beg to be found. They wait for us to listen, to understand that greatness is not in power, but in preservation, not in monuments of stone, but in knowledge passed through roots and rivers. The jungle is not just alive, it remembers, and its memories are echoes, whispering from a time before our own. This is not just history, it's a reminder that every forgotten place still speaks.